everyone, brigitteous here. In this guide for Warcraft Rumble Heroic Stormwind Siege, I will share builds, explain mechanics, and discuss strategy for each level. To beat Heroic Marcus, I used Grommash with Savage Strike, Execute with Bloodthirsty, Darkspear Troll with Voodoo, Harpies with Poison, Plague Farmer with Poison, Skeleton Party with Ritual of Rhyme, and Vultures with Tendon Rip. My co-op used Grommash with Mirror Image, Execute with Bloodthirsty, Darkspear Voodoo, Vultures Feeding Frenzy, Plague Farmer Poison, Harpies Poison, and Skeleton Party Ritual of Rhyme.
Of Stormwind shall never falter.
On the level to beat Heroic Marcus, you'll notice that there are archers guarding each tower. It's really important to try to take out the archers before you get flying units too close. The reason we have the Skeleton Party with Ritual of Rhyme is we're going to be using that to help retake the towers. You want to have a pretty steady push on both sides and then save those skeletons for when the towers are taken at each phase change. The Plague Farmer is great for putting behind a tanky hero like Grommash because the splashing pumpkins inflict poison. You always want to put Harpies behind Grommash as well if you can. And the Vultures are great for taking out something that is already targeting a different target and just getting in that chip damage. It also helps cycle out your more expensive units. And the reason we're using Voodoo with Darkspear Troll is because it helps regenerate health, which is very important for keeping it alive longer. And our Execute is basically there to help stall the towers being retaken and for that final push against General Marcus. Alright, so we have both towers, making sure we mine gold at the back. When you mine gold, you not only get gold for yourself, but also for your partner. The General Marcus just phase changed and retook both of our towers, so you notice, oops, we both put Ritual of Rhyme on the same tower. That's okay. We'll retake the other tower. But it's ideal if you and your partner decide which tower you're going to drop your skeletons next to at each phase change, so that you don't have overkill on one tower and then lose the other tower. But this will be okay still. Okay, first tower is retaken, which you'll notice also helps ping those archers. Getting our poison out, mining more gold. Tower is doing work, taking out those archers. Getting close to second phase change, so being a little bit more careful with gold use. Just barely spending enough gold to trigger that phase change. General Marcus comes to the center again, retakes both towers. We already have skeletons with Ritual of Rhyme on the right tower. Let's see if we can cycle back to skeletons again for the middle tower. Unfortunate. So we'll have to retake that tower. Okay, we don't want this tower retaken, so stalling it with an Execute until we can get something over there to help retake the tower. Waiting till these archers are kind of out of range so they don't just pick off every single skeleton right away. But trying to drop that before the tower gets retaken. Looks good. making sure to get gold when we can. Seeing if we can get to that middle tower. Perfect. The Witch Doctor, or the Dark Spiritual, got there just in time. And the skeletons on the right side stalled enough to keep that right tower from being all the way retaken. I'm not even going to need skeletons there. Perfect. Sending Plague Farmer to poison the other tower. And also poison is really good against Jaina. Since in Heroic, the boss spawns heroes. It makes it slightly more difficult. Okay, getting close to phase change again, so being more careful with our gold spending. Have Ritual of Rhyme ready. Okay, trying to retake this tower. So notice now the side towers are gone, so we only have the center tower that we can retake. So we have to walk from farther back on the map, all the way to the back of the map to get back to General Marcus. This is what Execute and Skeletons are also going to be helpful for at the end of the game. So we're going to use our tanks like Grommash to help defend our base tower. See if we can keep that center tower so that we can send our tanks from closer and the enemies have to be sent to our base from farther away. But we're going to keep a couple skeletons and Execute for Marcus, since it's going to be very difficult to get our minis all the way from our base to the back of the map. Alright, overtime means it's a little bit easier because we have twice the gold incoming. It's looking very good. We have Marcus almost all the way down. So just defending our base. I know it looks like we're getting swarmed, but this is actually okay. Using some skeletons and an Execute. Defend the base. Whew. There's another Jaina, but I don't think she's going to make it all the way to the base, so we're going to pop some more skeletons by Marcus. And one more Execute should be good. Got him. To beat Heroic Allison, I used Thalnos with Dominance to grant an additional level to spells that cost 3 or more. Plague Farmer with Poison, Gargoyle with Obsidian Statue, Blizzard with Cold Snap, Witch Doctor with Spirit Ward, Living Bomb with Chain Reaction, Bandits with Picklock. My co-op used Thalnos with Bane, Plague Farmer Poison, Priestess with Power Word Shield, Deep Breath with Attunement, Blizzard with Cold Snap, Dire Battling's Guano, Troll with Trollnado. If you don't have Deep Breath yet, you could also substitute another Blizzard or another
But there's always room
Living
for
Bomb.
another.
In the stage versus Allison, you'll notice that there is a fireplace on the right side and what looks kind of like a blue network on the left side. Enemies are going to come out of those as well as from the back of the map. So try to save Living Bomb, Blizzard, Deep Breath, whatever AoE spell you're using, for when enemies swarm out the sides or from the back. The bandits are great for opening the chest, but also just for stunning anything that gets too close to your base, like this bear that made it all the way back here. Okay, so the bell on the left is going off. Each time you hear a bell, watch for a barrel. The barrel's going to retake your tower, and that means you need to defend that side. My partner just used Deep Breath. I'm using a Living Bomb, and we already retook the tower on the left, which is amazing. Allison is also walking back and forth across the back of the map, so just be careful not to clump too many of your troops in the same spot. There are these little wooden barricades next to Allison between each reg that divide the tavern. It's kind of helpful to send some on each side of those barricades. Alright, bell just went off. Barrel is coming from the right side. But we were able to stop it with the troll. The troll is very helpful for guarding your towers against bombs. Ooh, okay, sending gargoyle over to the tower on the left. Hopefully we can retake that. Using some blizzard to stall so that it doesn't have to be retaken from scratch. Again, just a steady push on both sides, defending both towers and listening for those bells. So bell back left means a barrel is coming from the back left. Just gonna retake our tower. So defending on the left side, we have a living bomb. If we can get over all these chickens and Hogger, that would be great. That did not work, so using blizzard and deep breath instead. The chickens ran too fast. That would have been gorgeous to get all of those in the living bomb. Yeah, I'm trying to retake that left tower before it's all the way taken, sending out another gargoyle. Flying units are amazing for taking out or retaking the towers here. Okay, bell going off on the right. So now we have a barrel coming out from the right, and we were not there fast enough, so saving a blizzard until just the right moment to try to freeze some of the fire elementals coming out of the fireplace. And we retook the left tower. We're so close to the right tower. Sending out some bats, thalnos, Lake Farmer, and we get a gargoyle out. Blizzard to stall. Okay. Retook the right tower. Thankfully, the Plague Farmer turned that fire elemental away from our base because those do a ton of damage. Blizzard should help here on the left. Can we get it over Hogger and the tower? Beautiful. It's a good value. Sending out some bandits just to slow down the units coming from the left side. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, living bomb is going to go on this huge roof. That was a gorgeous living bomb. Lost the tower on the left, so sending a gargoyle. Just retook the right tower and it got hit by another barrel. Thankfully, Plague Farmer is already over there doing work. And should be able to get a blizzard here. That grouped all the enemies together very nicely. Going to retake tower on the left. Right side's looking amazing. Bella's going off on the left. So that's another barrel. So reserving some gold because more minions are going to come out of the network on the left here. Those are gorgeous. Notice how far these pumpkins are going. Placing Allison back there. Sending a gargoyle. See if it can make it all the way to Allison, maybe. Might be too early. Alright, bell's going off. Barrel's coming from the right. Troll defended our tower from that barrel. Gorgeous. Sending some poison. Defending on the left. There's a lot of poison going on Allison. We're getting close to the next phase change. Alright, so both the bells are going off because of phase change. Overtime makes it a little bit easier because more gold. 2 barrels on the left and barrel on the right. Oof, that's a lot of barrels on the left. Let's see if we can get a blizzard on all these units. Banshee looks pretty good. Defending the right tower, the Living Bomb. Gorgeous. Defending left tower. Blizzard, see if we can retake that. Retook left tower. Okay, and now we just want to defend our base and drop some units back by Allison. Troll took out the barrel on the right. Ooh, there's another barrel coming though. We have... It went right past the tower. Amazing. Oh, it's going towards our base. Not amazing. Okay. I made it all the way, but that's actually okay. Still have almost half our base health. And Allison is on her last bit of health here. 2 blizzards. Oof, she walked too fast. She walked back into the blizzard, but right as it ended. See if we can get any minis close enough to her. That gold helps. Grab everything from the closest tower. See if we can get this blizzard. Perfect. 2 close towers and that poison along with our units that were near her, just enough. To beat Heroic Bolvar, I used Sylvanas with Forsaken Fury, Bats with Soundbite, Banshee with Necropolis, Priestess, I don't have a talent yet, Blizzard with Cold Snap, Ogre Mage with Avarice, Bandits with Picklock. My co-op used Arthas with Purgatory, but Death Grip would have been better. Farmer with Poison, Priestess with Shield, Execute with Bloodthirsty, Bandits with Picklock, Pyromancer with Pyroblast, and Witch Doctor with Spirit Ward.
Your actions here demand justice.
When you're playing against Bolvar, it's important to note that there are multiple lanes. The very far left lane, the far right lane both have towers halfway down. The center 2 lanes both lead to a tower that's in the center right before the boss. And there's going to be this aura. Right now it's a red aura that's slowly chipping damage at whatever crosses the line. So our goal is to take all 3 bases. Anytime that I send a Sylvanas, I want to send a Priestess after Sylvanas to help her live longer. The Ogre Mage is really good for taking out aerial units or groups. We want to try to save Blizzard for large groups. The Bandits are good for taking out the treasure chests, but also just for sending in front of Sylvanas to stun enemies that otherwise might kill her so that she can last a little bit longer. The idea behind Banshee, and you'll notice I'm probably not going to use it, is that this Heroic Bolvar sends out really strong heroes. And so the goal was to wait until the archers are locked onto a target and then to try to use Banshee to overtake the heroes. That didn't work out so well. Okay, first phase change, so all 3 towers got retaken. We have a different aura here that is protecting enemy troops, so we're going to try to retake these 2 side towers and then we'll move on to taking the center tower. Sending out some bats to help take out these units before they can reach Sylvanas. Putting a Priestess behind Sylvanas to help keep Sylvanas alive. She took Tyrion, that's so good. So that's the whole reason Banshee's in here, to try to take Tyrion. Thankfully, Sylvanas took him. Really good. Alright, we have retaken the tower on the right side. Now we need to focus on just got the left side. Now we can push for the center tower. Using a blizzard to stall this group that's approaching our right tower. That priestess helped keep Sylvanas alive a little bit longer. Sylvanas just took over a Worgen, also not a bad target. Probably Plague Farmer and Ogre Mage are good here. Nope, those got scorched. Have Sylvanas on the left for this group. Gonna put the priestess behind her. Making sure we mine gold in the back. Priestess helping keep Sylvanas alive longer. Amazing value. Alright. Now working our way toward the boss. Blizzard to help defend the center tower. Big Farmer helping with that Tyrion on the left. Defending on the right. Left looks good. Using a blizzard for this group coming in from the back left. Witch Doctor took out that Griffin Rider. Need to retake the right tower. Sending Priestess behind Sylvanas. Sending an Ogre Mage to try to take out that Griffin Rider. Good. Alright, made it all the way back to Bolvar. Let's see if we can push the second phase change. Alright, second phase change. So all three towers are retaken again. You'll notice the ward changed color again. We're gonna go retake these towers if we can. Oof, hard to get there in time. Okay, the priestess behind Sylvanas. She should be able to take this tower out just on her own because she's that strong. Amazing. And then overtime, which means double the gold incoming, which is fantastic. Seeing if we can take out this group of Sylvanas here, putting Priestess behind her to heal her. Alright, have the left and right towers. Beautiful. Now seeing if we can push for the center tower. Putting the bandits in front of Sylvanas to stun the enemies that are headed toward her. Perfect. Sending out some bats to help with the targets on the left. And also help retake that tower. Good. Alright, huge group in the center. Perfect target for Blizzard. Ogre Mage to help with this group on the right. Remembering to get gold even when things get hectic. And we have both the left and right towers trying to retake the center tower now. Sending out another Sylvanas Priestess combo. Using a blizzard to stall the enemies coming in from the left side of the board. Ogre Mage is back up. Mining some more gold. And we have more than one sylvanas, and we have an arthas. This is looking pretty good. Should be able to get him right here. Beautiful. Stay tuned for Heroic Molten Core coming soon. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please subscribe, smash that like button, join our community on Twitch and Discord. And if you have suggestions for the community for different builds or talents that worked for you, please leave a helpful comment. Good luck, have fun!